Hello and welcome to Pop Snitch Pod. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brandon.
And what a week it has been in reality TV world.
We are in the midst of Pissgate.
I was not prepared for that. I've never been like, maybe secrets should have been kept with these lives of Mormon wives.
Oh, I mean, it's taken us all the way back to season 1, which I love a callback.
Yeah. And I have to say, like, forgive me, I don't have like a urine kink. And so is it a like common thing to call it fruity pebbles? Like, is that a thing?
No, it's because that's what it tasted like that's why, because he said it tasted like Fruity Pebbles. Well, urine tends to probably taste like whatever you're eating or drinking.
Was she eating a bunch of Fruity Pebbles?
Well, I mean, I feel weird that I'm the one that's going to have to explain this to you. But people who have a scatological kink, and like to consume
urine,
well, among other things, to help with that process and for it not to be, you want to drink lots of liquids and you want to make sure that you're drinking, if you're going to be drinking anything or eating anything, that it would be things that would, taste good. So,
it's like when people drink like pineapple juice.
Juice, Fruity Pebbles.
Okay. Yeah. No, I understand that for other things. I didn't understand that I guess it didn't occur to me that she was like preparing to, oh my God. I just think I could not do that. If you were like, can you please do this? I would be like, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to hire a professional.
It's also gotten to the point where Demi and Brett are posting like comedy snips of like him drinking like,
it's probably like apple juice
or something. I mean, this is sick. And the fact that like, just imagine these people have children.
Yeah.
Like, this has gotten to a bad point in my mind.
Here's the thing. You guys do what you want. I don't care. Like, I'm not here to kink shame.
Oh,
I'm
no.
to like comment on any of that. I think it's interesting that she brought it to the group. Like, she clearly wanted it to be part of the storyline without saying what it was. She was in on the joke. They went as that for like Halloween or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was prominent in every season. And then what?
Well, just for the uninitiated, maybe we should give a little context for what we're talking about. We're talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We're talking about two characters on the show who are in a feud with each other right now over this guy, Marciano, who they both have hooked up with. They're both married. And essentially what this has devolved into is Jessie, one of the women, revealing the fact that Demi and her husband participate in basically her
urinating into his mouth.
Yes. Thank you for that.
That's what
for
that
the
was.
assist. Yeah.
And she referred to him as Grandpa Brett, which I think is very funny.
Yes.
Because the first time Demi and her husband met, she was 10 and he was 27.
I forgot about that.
The thing about Mormon wives that gets me is that there is so much like weird age men taking it. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that doesn't sit right with me in all of it. And we'll kind of get into that later. But Demi was like a crowd pleaser, a fan fave, if you will. And Whitney was very much the villain of season 1. Now, fast forward to season 3. Whitney, I think, has been vindicated on many levels with her stint in Dancing with the Stars. We learned on Call Her Daddy that she's just booked her first movie. She is like really rising sort of past Mom Talk.
She's a star. You know it from moment one.
Yeah.
The woman, is a star.
She is. And the reason people didn't like her, literally the only reason, is because she had the audacity to ask for what she wanted and not be demure about it, not say like Mom Talk's all she's ever wanted. She was a businesswoman, and she continues to be.
For her, Mom Talk was a fun thing she was doing that was now has become a means to an end.
Well, she went to school for theater and always wanted to be like in film and all of that. Like that was what she wanted from the jump. So this was a way for her to get there.
No, I completely like I said, I'm 100% Team Whitney on this.
Yeah.
And I honestly, aside from setting clear boundaries in an environment and culture where clear boundaries set by a woman are not respected in any way, I can't really see anything that she has done in any of the seasons. I would have to go back and that I call out and I'm like, this is just so out of pocket. A lot of it has been like, I don't like you or you don't like me.
Or
why
I
do
don't
we
regret doing that. Like,
and
it's
so
just
why
been
do we
honest.
so why do we have to pretend like this is a thing? Like we're really friends, like we're this and that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Demi went after Whitney hard in season 1. And Whitney was experiencing, like, she had done this video while her child had RSV and was in the hospital. And it got so much, it was in poor taste, but like, honestly, it was such small potatoes compared to everything else that's happened. And she was getting like literal death threats, told that like they were going to call CPS on her, like all kinds of stuff, right? So she's getting all this hate. And Demi, she's like literally in a closet crying. And Demi is screaming at her and calling her names and gathering all the women against her. And I think because Whitney really looked annoying at the time, she didn't even look evil so much as she seemed annoying. She seemed like she could dish it out but couldn't take it. And that's annoying as a viewer.
And there's a bit of that.
There's a bit of that.
Like,
and
if I could say if I could say anything bad about her, not even bad, it's just like it's part of her personality, is that she can dish and dish and dish, but the moment it starts coming back on her, tears.
Yeah. Which there are plenty of people like that. But anyway, Demi like saw weakness and laser focused on it, and the fans liked it. And she recognized that. And then the big issue going into season 2, and by the way, Demi and Jesse were best friends. Going into season 2, they apparently in season 1 all had the same manager and contract deal and all of that. So they were all negotiating together for season 2. So they're waiting to get on the Zoom, and Jessie is late. Mind you, Jessie has her own business. She has a hairstyle, like she has like hair, literally like extensions and stuff. She has a school and she has her salons. So prior to the show, she was already a millionaire. And this rubbed Demi the wrong way, that they were all getting paid the same. And so she was saying, because they were all basically like, we all want to get paid the same. And what's crazy to me is Taylor Frankie Paul, who is a star, is like, sure, that's fine. I'll get paid the same as y'all. And Demi's like, actually, I'm a fan favorite. So I think I should get paid this much, and we should get paid more than Jessie because she's already a millionaire, and is talking about her best friend like that before she gets on the Zoom to negotiate. So everybody is already like, what? Then they go and film, and I didn't realize this, but they had actually filmed the Hulu thing with Vanderpump Villa before season 1 was released. So all of that was done like at the same time. Like they filmed Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, then they went straight to the villa. Then the first season was released, and then the villa came out, and then the second season was released. Or vice versa. I can't remember. So the filming obviously didn't line up with when we saw everything. But to Demi's point that Marciano at the villa was like a clout chaser, that doesn't check out because he had no idea who they were to him.
It's also, okay, so does this give any validity, though, to Demi's claims that he had sexually assaulted her? Because here's my question, is because like one of the things that I thought about was like, oh, well, if he would have done that, Demi would have responded completely differently, because like even when they're at the house, and I can't remember if it was Chase or who put his hands on her, but she freaked out, ran upstairs and grabbed Brett. But if that's after the Marciano thing, that actually makes a lot more sense that she responded that way, because she's reacting out of a triggering place of being touched in a way that she did not like.
Well, and again, Chase did not shove her. if you look at what he did, it looked as if he barely touched her.
Like he brushed past her.
And she ran upstairs and told her husband, this man put his hands on me. And he was genuinely confused. and he was like, I did not push her. And everyone around him was like, he did not push her. And they were in his face screaming, take accountability. And he's like, I don't even know what's happening.
No, agreed. That's what I'm saying. Like,
maybe
I think it maybe came out of a triggering thing. Yeah.
That's super possible. And like, I don't want to discount what happened or what didn't happen with Demi. I think it's really hard to trace. And like, we know that victims of sexual assault respond differently and do weird things. I think what's hard for the girls and what's hard as a viewer to understand, and again, people respond differently. And so it's impossible to know what happened. Because at this point, it's a he said, she said. There's no proof. There's no evidence. What we do know is that Jen, while they were there, kept telling Demi while they were at the villa, hey, you're being really flirty with Marciano. It's making me uncomfortable. I think you're going to regret this when the footage comes out. Like, she said that to her. And then she said that after the villa, Demi said something to her like, hey, I know you felt like you saw something, but like you didn't see anything. And was basically like, I wasn't flirting with him. That was all in your head. And like gaslighting Jen. And Jen was like, no. And then after she and Jen had that conversation, she was like, I can't remember. Oh, yeah. So after she and Jen had that conversation was when she said, actually, was it before or after she revealed Jesse's affair that she talked about whether or not Marciano had touched her?
It was way after.
Yeah. So she said that he groped her, but at first she said that he brushed like her bottom while they were taking a picture. And then she said that he like groped her butt. And then she said that he was touching her privates. And so like, I don't know.
They haven't said that on the show.
Yeah, they did. She said all of those different things as I was listening. And all of those things fall under sexual assault. Like, I understand like the language there. And so she said that all of that happened at the villa. And then when they got back, she continued and even started sending him messages on Instagram. And I think that's what's really confusing for the girls. Like, he obviously didn't intend to say anything to anybody. Why would he out himself about this? So she's sending him sexually explicit messages about, oysters, that tastes like cum or whatever, and saying like all kinds of sexual innuendos. She's letting her daughter FaceTime him, her young daughter. And then the weirdest thing to me is that she's sending videos and pictures of her daughter praying to this man who she's saying sexually assaulted her. And I think even like the sexually explicit back and forth, like people can get like mentally messed up with stuff like that. I can almost understand that more. But I think that's what broke Connor, which is Whitney's husband, who suffered sexual assault and rape as a child, where he's like, he broke down crying and he was like, as a parent and someone who experienced that as a child, I cannot imagine bringing my child anywhere near someone I thought could ever be a part of that, could ever do that to someone else, much less me, you, or them. He's like, that's where she loses me on that. And then like her daughter had a nickname for him. Like all of it is very odd. And again, I'm not saying it didn't happen.
No.
I'm saying
I think this is all I think this is all being interpreted through these lenses of circumstance, right? Like,
yeah.
I think Marciano probably did things when he was there that he doesn't realize are triggering these super conservative Mormon women.
That's super possible, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, maybe he did touch her on the butt. Maybe she responded in a way that he saw as like accepting of it. But in her mind, internally, she's processing it completely differently because of her like religious stuff and religious
she's trying
trauma.
To like be like, I like this, in hopes that like she doesn't upset him.
Yeah, and maybe like it's like I don't want to upset him. I don't know what that would mean. I don't know how he would come at me differently. And that's fine. But then maybe she does make sense of it in her head, and maybe like she did like the attention in some weird way. So she continues this conversations with him, and she's getting something out of these conversations being desired in this way that maybe she's not used to. But then through the lens of hearing what happened to Jesse and hearing like this kind of stuff, like it kind of reawakens some of these feelings. So I'm not discounting anyone's experience. And I think that's what the women will look back on and see as a huge mistake on their part. Like, I think Whitney actually has the best take on any of this, is that she's like, look, this looks bad on you. You did act inappropriately. Yeah. And I do believe you were sending this man signals that he was not getting any kind of signals that he was doing something wrong. But at the same time, that doesn't discount the fact that you felt sexually assaulted in this in some way, or sexually harassed in this in some way.
That you were touched in a way you didn't want.
And I also get confused about, I think they're confused. I think we all are confused about like what constitutes what and what language should be used when these kinds of things happen.
And the verbiage has changed a little bit on what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know for sure, but she has consistently used the word sexually assaulted. If it is groping, then that does fall under sexual assault. I think the weirdest part for me, and I think two things could be true. It could be true that Marciano groped her. It could also be true that Demi's kind of a terrible person and that she's not a perfect victim. And so it's really difficult to want to believe her because after that experience, she did these really strange things. And then she almost got excited that she found out something terrible had happened with Jesse. And that's when she started calling him all the time. That's when she wanted to like leak the story. That's when she realized what she could do to hurt her former best friend.
Yeah. The crazy thing is all of that could be true.
Yeah.
Like all of these things
could be true.
could be and probably are true to some degree.
Right.
And so at the same time,
that's
like,
what's messy.
And what the thing is like Marciano in all of this like is not the perfect victim either. And he's also like being dragged in a way that I don't think is necessarily 100% fair. So it's like,
right.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
Well, and with him, like the thing about Demi is I am in like, she's going on national TV and talking about it. I'm like, are you going to file charges? Are you going to like do anything about it? And then she's going on and like talking about his dead father to him in the comments and saying,
I mean, she's sick. I mean, she whether this happened or not, like the way in which she is acting about it, she's got to figure this out and figure it, because like you can't go on and claim these things and then be like doing this like almost I guess like bullying these people online.
Well, it's like a character assassination. Like this is going to ruin his life. I mean, if it's true, then she should seek justice for it. Absolutely.
Yes, and he should go to jail.
Like there should be some sort of consequence, certainly. But I'm like, for her to just do this with no proof and offering no sort of like timeline. This is when he did it. This is how it happened. And I don't know. I hate to put all of like the burden on her, but she's the one who's like come out with this. And
it's not all on her.
Yeah.
It's not all on her. She has made like the way in which she is participating in this narrative now is not positive for anyone. And so like, I'm not putting it on her. If she was sexually assaulted by this man, then
Hulu needs to do something about it
yes.
too. But from what I understand, Lisa Vanderpump was recently interviewed. And like one thing about Lisa Vanderpump, she's always going to side with a man. So like take this with a grain of salt. But I know Hulu was obviously concerned about this because it makes them look terrible. And they said that they ran back through every piece of footage because there was a camera within every square inch of that villa, and that they did not see one single thing. And Lisa was like, they assured me that they have looked through all the footage and they are going to exonerate Marciano. But I don't know how true that is. I don't know if Lisa's just saying that because she doesn't want her show to go down or
yeah,
what.
She's an executive producer on this show. I mean,
right. So like I said, grain of salt. But I mean, Hulu definitely needs to investigate it. It's like a workplace harassment situation.
Well, yeah.
And like, that's my point. Like, why is there not more coming out on that end of it? And if there is no there, and she has just done like this insane character assassination,
Yes.
if I were him, I would be fierce. I mean, he does, I mean, this sounds awful, but he seems like skeevy. And so he's like a very easy mark.
No. And I will say this, and we want to be clear on this, is that exactly, like, we're not victim blaming her. We're not saying that she should not have justice if this really happened. I'm commenting more on the fact of how she is choosing to handle this. And if this is true,
then Hulu's got some work to do.
Then Hulu's got some work to do. And truly, Demi should do something more substantial and
like legal
if she really does believe that this
happened, then something needs, because if it happened to her, it'll happen to someone else. And so like, that's my point. Like, I think it's great. Like if it happened to her, she should come out with it. She should do something with it. What really bothered me was her leaning into Michaela and Macy's assaults, because while they're all labeled under sexual assault, having your butt groped, as someone who has also had my butt groped, that is wildly different than being raped or like molested as a child. And like, I understand that it falls under that same label, but for her to act like they're the same and that they've all just had this similar experience really did not sit right with me. And it felt like she was trying really hard to like push at their wounds. And they talked about that too. But again, I think Whitney fell on the right side of this, where Demi is not a perfect victim. This very well happened to her. Who knows? I hope that we figure that out. But she deserves to be heard out. This deserves to be looked into. And we can't just write her off because she has acted in a way that's odd or doesn't follow a certain pattern that makes sense to us, or has acted in a way that's like, honestly, not great. In the comments and doing these other things.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Just because she doesn't seem like a good person doesn't mean that she wasn't sexually assaulted, I think is the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I think like with all the stuff like that we've said about her that's negative in the last, 10 minutes or whatever, I want to be clear that I'm not saying she's lying. I'm not saying that she didn't experience these things. All I'm saying is that if we're trying to actually get to the bottom of it, she is putting up roadblock after roadblock to getting to that truth.
Well, let me tell you, if I was Marciano, I would be like, investigate, roll the tapes,
Literally.
Show me some footage. Like, let's get in there, clear my name. I would be begging for her to bring some suit against me so that I could prove my name in court.
Well, and he basically is. And that's also kind of telling. And I think like a lot of like the worst part about this is the attachment to the fight that she's having with Jesse.
Yeah.
Like, because that is what makes everyone, including Jesse, look very petty and bad in this situation.
Because you're talking about such an important topic, and then you just see it being turned into this other petty, disgusting thing. And it's like, what are y'all doing?
And getting back to Pissgate is that, like, that's just like a huge distraction and something that doesn't mean anything. And it literally, she just did that to hurt Demi. Like, there's no other excuse for what that is doing. And and like just yucking somebody's yum. It's just
it was
weird.
Genius on her end, because it's tons and tons of views for them. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. It's like how much of this is show fodder. And I mean, it is more popular today because of Pissgate than it ever has been.
Well, let me tell you this. Taylor Frankie Paul needs her flowers. I think that she has grown so much in the last few seasons, but she is still so herself. She has not done this, like, I'm going to get a bunch of work done on my face. I'm going to have full glam every day. Like, she does her own makeup most of the time. She does her own hair. She, like, doesn't care if she's in gym wear when she's being, filmed. And she has gotten good at telling the girls, like, hey, maybe we should hear some people out. Hey, maybe we should do this. And like, I think when she was trying to tell Demi, Demi's like, when you did all these bad things, everybody listened to you. And Taylor was like, yeah, but I admitted to it and like immediately said, like, I feel really bad that I've done X, Y, and Z. And I know why I'm on the outs and I know why this is happening. And you can't do that. You're so defensive.
She owned it in the, well, first of all, the only thing that she's done is tell her story online. That's her story to tell, period. And second of all, got drunk and hit Dakota.
Yeah.
And,
which honestly,
well, I mean,
Dakota is awful.
We're not gonna say.
I didn't say anything.
That domestic assault
Dakota
is okay, but
I didn't say it was. I just said Dakota's awful.
Yes, and she's with a man who triggers her in more ways than we could possibly ever imagine, and she freaked out and wrongfully hit him. That's what she's done wrong.
Yes.
And so equating
she embarrassed them in Utah on Mom Talk.
That's all that
that's
they
all
care
she
about.
did. And that's what they were mad at because it impacted their paycheck. And turns out she made them all millions because she is authentic.
Well, and I will say, if I can levy one complaint or criticism of Taylor Frankie Paul, and that would be that her picker is broken. She
really struggles picking men, but it makes sense. Like when you watch her family all together and like how everyone is constantly shaming her, she's starting to get like a better self-worth. But the truth is, if you don't like yourself enough, if you think that you are not worthy of someone, you are going to choose bad people over and over and over. You can't be a good mother and you can't be a good wife and you can't enjoy a good partner if you do not think you are worthy of that. Like,
well,
you can't be looking for your other half.
Because I do believe she's finding it.
I think she's on her way.
And I think we're seeing that. But like that scene where she basically is like swooning over that Chase guy.
I know.
Come on. He is problematic at best. I mean, he's on podcasts just talking about how these women are whores and all of this. Like, he's not a good dude.
Yeah. I mean, Taylor wears her heart on her sleeve. She's got a bad picker. I'm curious to see how she is on The Bachelor, even though I hate that franchise. But I mean, my biggest gripe with this season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is dad talk. Stop trying to make it happen. I could not care less about any of these men. It is not Secret Lives of Mormon Husbands. I do not care about these dads. They're all skeevy. They're disinteresting. They're losers who are living off the teats of their wives who they hate for being more famous and more interesting than they are. They all have to stay home with their kids now and drive their triple-decker strollers. And I think they resent the fact that it doesn't matter if they're doctors, lawyers, accountants, whatever. Their wives will always make more than them, will always be more famous than them. And they literally are out there like wearing their dad talk hats, trying to film these TikToks. I'm like, it's never going to happen. People don't care about you. You're not interested. Get over it.
Well,
stop trying to make it happen.
I worry. Here's my thing is that not in defense of dad talk.
Oh, God.
Not in defense of them. But I do believe that everyone in this scenario, the men and the women, this is not the life that they signed up for when they got married, right?
Well, they got married when they were like 12.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's
so what life did they have signed
one
up
of the
for?
reasons this show is so interesting is because we are watching them have to evolve into this new normal.
They all got married before their brains were developed. So there was no way that they could sign up for a life at that point.
But what I like about the show is, and what I like about the men being on the show is that adds to the drama. Watching them
they add to the drama,
flail.
right.
Watching them flail is fun for me.
They are coattail riding, clout chasing losers who complain. The only one I will ride for until I die is Connor. I love Connor. The rest of them,
good.
I could do without. And I gotta tell you, this season, I am pissed that they are trying to make us feel bad for Jace. Like, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but it is so weird to me that we are just glossing over the fact that Michaela was molested as a child, had an all-out sexual assault at 15, and at 16, she meets Jace, who is 21, and gets pregnant with his child. That is statutory rape, okay? And then they immediately get married. So, that's fine. And then subsequently, she is only 25. And she is pregnant. So she will have had 4 children in 10 years before her brain is developed. Okay? Like, I don't know what. And he's like, I mean, I just really need a lot of sex. Like, I really need it 3 times a day. Like, if I could. Any man would want it 3 times a day. Like, of course you would. I'm sorry that you decided to knock up a teenager when you were about to graduate college and you don't understand why she doesn't want to rail you every day, but it's probably because you were part of the problem. It's just like wild to me that we can gloss over this. And like, I understand that the patriarchy and the weird, like, purity culture hurts everyone, including the men. And he is part of that. And they have like traumatized each other to some degree. And but I feel like because he is nice, not like Dakota, he's not loud and a huge liar and easy to write off, because he's nice and he's passive, that he just gets a pass. And I think that's crazy that he literally had sex with a minor, got her pregnant, and wants to whine about the fact that now, while she is halfway through a pregnancy, she doesn't want to have sex with him all the time and is having trouble going back to relive her trauma before she gives birth for the 4th time. And it's like, you have to be having sex some, bruh. Like, she's popped out 4 kids. Like, I understand that intimacy can be really difficult with a partner if that's not happening. Like, I totally understand that. But I think acting like he was not part of the problem and it is all on her, and like allowing her to hold that guilt as her own, is really pissing me off.
Yeah, I think that all of that is right. I do think, though, that on the show, I think what they're missing is what we all know. They're not really bringing that up as...
Of course not.
And the thing is like, I think a therapist is going to have to help them find that information, because I'm not even sure that they're aware that that is what is playing into this. Like, it's also, I mean, I think it's clear that they don't. Like, yeah. I think if a therapist walked Michaela through, like, do you think that any bit of this could be the fact that at a very impressionable age, after you had been sexually assaulted by a family member or whatever the deal may be, that your next sexual partner was the man that you ended up basically being not forced into marrying, but at a very impressionable age deciding to marry. Yeah. And now you have 4 kids. You've dealt with, probably postpartum depression. You've dealt with all these things. Like, I do agree with you with the whole Jace thing and him being like way too old to be having sex with a 16-year-old and all that. Granted, they've been together for 10 years. They have 4 kids. Like, I don't think that like they should leave each other or anything because of that. But the fact that they haven't worked through this is, I'm glad that there seems to be some movement towards going to a therapist. But also, like, I think she doesn't want to go because she knows that they'll get into this. Mm-hmm. Like, I think some of this is self-protective and protective of him.
I think she is subconsciously protecting him because she knows if she delves this up, that's where it's going to lead. And
and it's not going to improve the sexual.
No. And him being like, this is like a breaking point for me. Like, maybe we just need to separate. I'm like, you want to separate from your pregnant wife and 3 children? Cool. You're right. Woe is you. You're just so kind and long suffering. I'm so sorry. But it just frustrates me because the way that the church is and the way that culture is, the fact that they even got married and kept procreating, I imagine at this point, it feels to them like their life just happened to them. Neither of them are even 30. And they're like, shit, we've got 4 kids. I feel like they probably don't even feel like they had choices. You know what I mean?
Well, no. And I also will say this is that, because I've been involved in church my entire life, and I know lots of friends who are very much still involved in these like conservative circles, is that if there are sexual problems in a marriage, typically the only time that the men will be having sex is when they are trying to have kids. Yeah. And so the idea that they've had 4 kids in 10 years is not surprising to me at all, because I think like in his mind, maybe the only time I'm going to be able to have sex is if I
Convince
if we
her
are
I want
trying
another kid.
to procreate.
Yeah.
And like, while that's not great and not good psychology for him or anyone else, like I get it at the same time. Difficult,
I don't like it.
Very complicated dynamics in this
Well,
group.
my last comment is that everybody's hair is too long. Like, what are they doing? Why?
Somebody needs a bob in the group.
Literally.
Someone needs a bob.
What are we doing? Why is their hair all down, like, below their ass crack? Like, they're going to look back on this and be like, we were hair blind. It is bad. I do not like it. It's the same way on Housewives. The only one who's got good hair right now is Bronwyn.
Well, and the separation between where actual hair ends and where the extensions begin.
Like, God forbid you just have your real hair.
Let's spend some of this money.
Yeah.
Okay. And stop going to Jay-Z Styles.
Jizz Styles.
No, don't say. You've already used the C word on this podcast, and now you're saying jizz again.
Oh, C-U-M. Well, that was not my fault. That was a direct quote. I didn't just like say that inexplicably. I'm
going to have to say that this podcast is explicit.
All right. This isn't for kids.
True.
I mean,
keep your children off our podcast.
Yeah, definitely don't listen to this in front of your children.
Mommy and Daddy, don't listen to this in the car.
Yeah, this is explicit. You should put that on there every week.
This is before bedtime for Mom and Dad.
Well, let's get into SLC, where we were reminded that church is a grift.
Oh, well, okay. Not all church is a grift. Mary's church is a grift, for sure.
I don't know. I saw the Elevation post this week, and I just feel like a lot of churches are a grift.
Okay. A lot of churches are a grift.
Yeah.
Sure. But the girls, we had no idea after last week's episode, but after church, the women headed to the second Ladies Who Lunch, Mary after
white
church
gloved,
dinner.
Yeah. Like,
she's serving the 2003. She's serving the 2003 Dom Perignon, where all the people died, and it enriched the soil in a heat wave.
It's just crazy to me, like, to see normal people in this like worship service, and then she's like, okay, enough of that with the plebeians. Now come to my house and I'll have these servants around with white gloves on, and they'll serve you this, alcohol where all these people had to die, and we could talk about our champagne problems. Like, I wanted to bang my head against a wall because I love them and I love the show. And Mary is such a crowd pleaser that this is going to be such an unpopular opinion. And I do love watching Mary. I think she's funny. And I think that she really serves as kind of what Heather used to serve as, kind of the viewer's perspective. The way that she responds to Meredith and Lisa is how I'm feeling in the moment. Like, what? But the way she got her money and the way that she acts with church and then all this wealth just does not sit right with me. It rubs me the wrong way. It feels odd, especially in this moment where all across the world, the rich hold all of this wealth and the rest of us are like begging for rags to be able to eat. And it's just, I don't know. It was just like really on display in that moment for me.
Well, I will just say this. I am not a Mary Cosby fan. I think we are going to find out that there are Jen Shaw level like dealings going on, skeletons under her closet.
I don't know about Jen
or
Shaw
in her
level.
Closet, maybe not under it, but in it.
I don't know about Jen Shaw level. Like, I don't think she's going to jail, but I think there are skeletons, and I think they will emerge eventually. Just because I don't know, just something in my spirit is like, I don't like that.
But that's the whole problem, though, is that I guarantee you that if we dug into it, and I just know this, if we dug into the church financials at Mary Cosby Church, Inc., we would find out that if you took those same business dealings and put them in a corporation or an LLC, that she would be in jail. But because it's a tax-exempt nonprofit.
What is it, like a 501c?
Yeah, 501c3.
501c3, yeah.
Yeah, that she can do whatever she wants to with that money, that she can get it however she wants, and that it's all tax exempt. And
yeah,
I'm a little sketched out by it. All that to say, for her to be the person to be I'm getting you all together so you can apologize to each other is really a farce.
After I've preached
to even
unscripted.
start it. Yes, I've preached unscripted for what I assume was hours. But yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. And I didn't realize this, but I thought the episode was great. I'm so curious for next week. Honestly, I did not know that they actually have the airplane footage until you told me.
So this is I think this is all confirmed. And I think Bronwyn talked about it on Chicks in the Office, and I'm pretty sure that the rest of the internet agrees with this, is that they are saving the footage for the reunion, that production did have it, that Meredith tried to stop production from being able to release it through threatening legal action, but that they decided to not show it during the season, but because obviously they've signed their lives away.
Yeah, I'm like, how could she even do legal action with what she signed in that contract? And they were on a trip.
But she could delay it by threatening it, is what I'm saying.
And I guess I've never really seen footage of them on planes.
No, like there are several factors of why they're not going to just let them be shooting midair. Like if they have this footage, it's from cell phones and like that kind of thing. Like it's not 4K HD.
Yeah, they don't have
cameras.
Their cameras out.
No. So like but I just have a hard time believing that we're not going to see this in the reunion.
But Bronwyn said that they have the footage.
What she said on Chick in the Office from the clip that I saw was that she believes that they are going to show the footage at the reunion.
But I hope so. Oh my God, I hope so. I mean, for Meredith's sake, I hope not. I mean,
Andy's going to ask. I want to know exactly what she was saying and at what volume. I want like a recreation. At very least, they will have to have that discussion.
It sounds like the consensus among the other women is that she blacked out and quite literally doesn't know what she did.
Well, next week, Whitney is screaming at the table, calling her a pill popper. So,
wacky.
And
I understand it's a trigger for Whitney with her father, but I hope she has got some receipts to be throwing around that kind of language with Meredith, who will require.
Oh, yeah.
She will be like, that's some strong language, sis. You better know what you're saying to me.
I tell you the one thing that pulled on my heartstrings and like almost made me shed a little bit of a tear during this episode is when Bronwyn goes with Muzzy and her daughter to the bonsai tree place. And we basically find out that not only is her daughter going away to Portland for school probably, but that Muzzy is also wanting to move out. And that she is going to be left alone in that house with Todd.
Yeah.
And it seems like things with Todd are really coming to a fever pitch. I mean, she is joking every single episode about how she dreams of not being with Todd anymore.
Yeah.
And she starts crying, and I'm like, dang, like that must just be a terrible feeling to like truly feel like you might end up alone.
Well, she said, I mean, first of all, Bronwyn is stunning, and she's my age. Like, we still have so much life ahead.
Oh, she's going to be, trust me, she's going to be fine.
She's going to be great. But when she said, oh, it really did almost make me cry too. She was like, I'm so excited for Gwen because the best years of her life are ahead, but the best years of my life have been raising her. I was like, oh, Bronwyn, that's so sweet. Like, my mom never said that to me.
And also, like, Bronwyn looks like a couple years older than her daughter. So, like,
you literally thought Gwen was her sister.
Like, literally clap, clap.
Yeah. No, Gwen looks just like her. She was so cute. But yeah, I know. I hate even the stuff with Brittany and her daughter and watching Muzzy and Bronwyn. I can't decide if it's worse to have a mean mother or a neglectful one because it feels like either way you feel unworthy, because Bronwyn talks about that a lot of how she just like is constantly striving to like feel good enough. And that's what Brittany's daughter was saying that she feels. And I'm like, oh my God.
I will also say, I think you can see which is worse, which is the neglectful mother who makes you feel like she does not care about you at all.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
I don't think anybody can make the case that Muzzy doesn't care about Bronwyn or
No,
want
that's
Bronwyn to be successful. I think
she's just mean.
Muzzy, because of her upbringing and because of like how she was raised and the generational trauma and all of this, is pushing a standard on Bronwyn that Bronwyn did not want or need or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's a mean biatch on top of that. But they could not even be in the same house if they had experienced what Brittany's daughter has, who is basically like, I don't want a relationship with my mom. She does not care about me. She left us.
Yeah, you're right.
She abandoned us.
Well, and it was like when the therapist asked Brittany, like, what do you want to get out of this? She was like, I don't feel like I deserve anything. I'm like, why would you not say, I want a relationship with my daughter? Like, why would you? It's right there.
Because it's all, I mean, truly, she's broken in the brain. And this is all about her at the end of the day. Like that, even that statement just says how self-focused she is. Like, I don't deserve this. I blah, blah. Like, we're asking what you want to get out of this, and your daughter is sitting across from you crying, and you're not even saying like, well, what I'd like to get out of it is just to restore our relationship.
But I think that she genuinely doesn't feel like she deserves that. Like
look at the men in her life.
I know.
I
know. And this is why I say I'm a misandrist. I do think women are better than men, and I think it's important for everyone to think that. I think the world was created. I do. I think the world would be a better place if women were in charge, and the sooner we realize that, the better. And I think that the women who hate men are surrounded by better men. The men in my life, top tier. They're wonderful.
Thank you.
The men who try to be in my life who are not top tier, that I won't let them get within an inch of me. Like, get away. Like, I quite literally, they will try to like interact with me and I will turn around and walk away. You have seen it happen. They have been your friends before. And I'm like, I will not interact with that person. And so I think that women who seek male attention in that way, like continue to hurt themselves and everyone around them. And you're like seeing this trauma being passed down through generations of women with Brittany.
And it'll make you brain broken.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This actually relates to the episode of Southern Charm too. Mm-hmm. If you don't mind switching gears.
Please.
Because I see this in Sally. And my point with Southern Charm, all I could think about the whole time I was watching it is that being the pick-me girl will never work. It will never work. If all you are looking for is male validation, being pick-me, oh, I'm the cute girl who throws the football. I'm a girl's girl, but I'm going to do the opposite of girl code, but then expect other people to do girl code for me. They're never going to pick you. They're never going to pick you. And if they do, they'll realize you were pick me and then they'll drop you like a hot potato, baby.
Well, and they extreme availability is not like you got to.
It's not attractive.
Yes, you've got to become a precious commodity. And
that's one of the unfortunate parts about dating.
And that sucks because you can't be real about how you're feeling. But like she's spreading herself too thin. She's like keeping Austin on the back burner. She's like going after Craig. Like she needs to decide what she wants and needs. And I don't think, and obviously like she could say, I just want to have fun. I just want to be like going out with all these guys, want to have plenty of sex, blah, 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 blah. But I don't think that's ultimately what any of these girls, especially in this Charleston group, want.
Right. Well, she said that's not what she wants. She wants to settle down. What pissed me off and what I think is happening with her is like she knows Vanita is mad at Craig. Craig went on national television and said, I'm not friends with Vanita. I don't mess with her. Basically, she's dead to me because she sided with Paige. All right. Now and then she and Vanita are supposed to be best friends. And then she's like, yeah, I invited Craig to my singles party. Oh, I was at Craig's last night until 4 a.m. Oh, I think I might make out with Craig today. And Vanita's like, seriously? And is just kind of like letting it slide. And then her friend Charlie shows up. And Craig is the one flirting with Charlie. To be clear, Charlie is not asking for it. She's trying to put this game together. She's going out in the ocean with all of them. Like genuinely, like she's responding to him, but she is not flirting with him. He is flirting with her. I feel like she is receiving it.
And she's single and mingling.
And Sally is getting mad at her and going up to her and invoking girl code. And I'm like, my brain is broken. How are you invoking girl code and screaming at Craig to come play football with you or her to come play football with you because you're so jealous after you're ignoring your friend? Like, you've also said that you'd be willing to go after Austin the day after he breaks up with his girlfriend. Like, this is why girls don't want to be friends with you and guys think that you're like kind of easy.
And in this group, I'm forever confused about why all these guys are not going after friend of the pod, Molly O'Connell.
She's the best one. Like, genuinely, she is so funny and interesting and talented. Like, I think she is hysterical. They needed her so badly for the show.
Literally.
It was getting dark.
Yeah, well, it is dark. These men will not grow up. They will not do any. Yeah, they're just getting older and older and acting the exact same. And
well, they get older and the girls stay about the same age. They just bring in like a new batch every few years.
Shep Rose is at an all-time low. Someone has got to put a stop to Shep Rose.
Him sliding into DMs of girls 20 years younger than them, I did think it was funny that Charlie was like, it's kind of like DMing with my dad. I think he needs to be humiliated a few more times before it sinks in that, like, it's a wrap on the 20-year-olds, you know? Him showing up. Okay, first of all, the headwear at this party. Shep showing up like he was about to be in a tennis match with his visor. No. Immediately no. Gave me the ick so hard. Corey had on a hat that I couldn't place what it was. The bucket part of it was like too shallow. It was kind of like cowboy hat, but not, the brim wasn't done correctly. And then it had a feather.
Well, it was like, it was a weird amalgamation of cultures. We had like cowboy / Native American.
It was not it. It looked very odd.
It was, he took it off. He took it off. It only survived.
Someone told him, you look stupid. Like, I'm embarrassed for you. That hat is not working. And then Craig had on like a backwards cap, which, okay. But
the name of that episode should have been #headwear.
It was very bad. Craig is floundering in his outerwear and honestly his style writ all without Paige. It's got to be hard going from having like someone to be like yes no and going to being like at the pinnacle of your like style and glow up and then being like I don't know what to do.
Well, and I love that we're being introduced to his assistant, which that is what an interesting
his
pair
only
they
friend
are.
Now.
Yeah. He's really carrying me through.
I was like, oh my God. He's like the only person I could talk to every day. I'm like, yeah, because you were mean to literally all of your friends. And then your girlfriend broke up with you and you thought that was the only thing that happened that year.
That little gay man is carrying so much. Like he is carrying more than the world should ever put on one individual.
Speaking of gay men, Rodrigo is carrying the show. I love him. I feel like in every Bravo show, like I was mentioning with SLC, there is a person who is serving as the voice of the audience.
Yes.
And this season, it's Rodrigo. Like when he tells Molly, like, happiness starts at home. You got to clean this up. When he is telling Vanita, like, open up your eyes. She's about to go after Craig. Like, that's not a girl's girl.
He's a more balanced Zach for this show. Like what Zach is to the Valley, Rodrigo is the sane version.
He's seeing everything and he's clocking it and he's telling people, he's like, hey, buckle up. I'm
the
seeing it. Here's what's happening. He is. I'm obsessed with it. They gave him like no screen time last season, and this season he's getting a lot more. And I think it's almost like serving as a narration for the season. And I'm really, really liking it, to be honest. I need it as opposed to I need his energy. I love him yapping with Madison. I would so much rather hear that than hear anything from Shep Rose. Shep gives me like a shiver down my spine. Like literally the fact that these men, oh my God, when Whitney showed up like a wax figure in a members only jacket on the beach, I was like, huh, Grandpa's here. Like it was just
yeah, and he was wearing like one of those like waxed members only jackets. So he's basically like a mannequin.
I'm not kidding, it was a jump scare. It was
and I'm telling
so
you,
bad.
When the wind starts whipping through his hair and stuff, he really exposes the age. Exposes the actual hairline.
I also love pregnant Madison. Madison is me at like any party where people are supposed to be getting hammered, just like over in a corner eating a cheeseburger.
Oh yeah, I mean, she is a stirrer. Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, she made a really good point though about these guys, where she's talking about Austin because she knows him so well, and she's like, he is dating her because he knows she is making him a better person. If he really wanted to be serious with her after a year and a half, he would have asked her to move in with him. Something would have moved forward. They're in their mid-30s. Like,
but he knows he can't be around some, like, I said this when we were watching the show, like, he does not have the capability to be with somebody, really. He has the ability to be a decent human and decent boyfriend, like, one weekend a month. And so this relationship is working great for him.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they're happy and they enjoy having their lives separately from each other, this is a perfect engagement. Like, just stay in this relationship. Do not get married. Do not grow up. Like, this will be perfect. But if either one of them desire anything more, this thing is doomed.
Well, obviously it's doomed because they break up.
Oh, yeah. Well,
everybody,
spoiler alert.
It's been all over the internet. Like, that's not a spoiler. That's been out there for a while. But I don't know, man. These guys seemed like, to me, I actually, at first, when at the beginning of the episode, or even of the season, when Craig's like, I'm 37, I'm worried, like, I've aged out, like, I'm really ready to settle down. I was kind of like, oh, cry me a river. But in some ways, I respect it.
So mean to these men.
They're pathetic, like, honest to God. They have no talent. They don't. Like, look at the difference. Like, Craig literally learned how to sew a pillow, and other people who are business people were like, let me make a business off this man's face because he's a handsome man who knows how to go and be a storyteller on reality TV. But Paige went on reality TV, figured out how to make a podcast, has created an entire business off of that, and done all this other stuff with like Amazon.
Let me tell you, I would much rather be gifted a Craig Conover pillow than I would some wadded up silk in a bag from Paige DeSorbo.
Well, I'd rather be in Paige DeSorbo's business model because she'd be making millions.
It's crazy.
Yeah, she is making a ton of money.
Wadded up sack that comes for $230.
The price point on those is really crazy.
It's insane.
But my point being that, like, none of them have talent. And I think that's why I got so annoyed at Shep. I'm like, what can you do? You know? The guy Whitmer that's on there, he's been on there, I feel like, in past seasons. I can't remember exactly which ones. But I'm sorry, anytime you want to talk about your family having ties to the Revolutionary War, I'm going to throw up in my mouth a little bit because I don't care. No one cares.
I mean,
but at least he made fun of the fact that they both have that, and Shep is such a loser
and he'll
that
tell
he can't
you
shut up
it.
about it.
And that he was also like, I have to get up every day and go to work.
Yeah.
Shep has a freaking trust fund.
Yeah. He's like, and Craig and I went to law school together, but I passed the bar.
Exactly.
Hit after hit after hit. Now it's kind of like, I want to hate this guy, but this is funny. But yeah, these guys are just getting more and more pathetic. I mean, I hope for Craig's sake that he can find someone and settle down. I don't think it'll be hard for him. I feel like at this point, he's just looking for a heartbeat. I think we will see this season. My guess is that he's just really bad at dating.
The truth of the matter is that he could be like, and I honestly believe this, like, in my core at some point, it's like, once you're ready to settle down, as long as the person is a good, reasonable human being that you like, you can make it work. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
at least for some amount of time.
Yeah, like, I think he could be happy with Sally but I don't think Sally actually is ready to settle down. Like, you know what I mean?
He threw her ass down on that sand real quick. If
we forgot to talk about this. Pushgate.
If he pushed me down, I don't care what we were playing. If someone threw me down in the sand like that and then cackled and ran off and someone else had to help me up, I'd be like, crush no more. I don't want to make out with you. In fact, I'm planning your death.
So this whole thing, this whole day at the beach is like the pinnacle of it is this huge football game with all the girls and all the guys out on the beach. And it's like a cutesy, like, Top Gun vibe. It ain't supposed to be serious. Craig gets the ball. He thinks he's Jerome Bettis, freaking smashing through people. He gets to Sally and he literally stiff arms and throws her back, and she hits the ground violently. He doesn't even stop. He doesn't look back over his shoulder, and he doesn't come back to help her.
No, she is covered in sand.
Covered in sand.
Like up to her neck.
If
And
I
clearly
would have
kind
been
of
there and
hurt.
seen this, I would have kicked the crap out of Craig Conover.
Austin was like pretty shocked. Austin went over there
Yes.
and helped her up. It was like, dude, are you okay?
But they're so scared of Craig because he lashes out irrationally and is violent.
Yeah. We shall see. So lessons learned from reality TV. Religious men are scary. Churches will grift you if given the opportunity.
Well,
Being a pick-me girl never works.
these are your takeaways. Yes.
What were yours?
I'm just saying, I've given my takeaways, but you're going
Peter
back through
Pan
yours.
men are dangerous. Men who are jealous of you will try to ruin your life.
Yeah.
What else?
Those are all good. Those are all great. You're doing
Happy
a
to
good
hear
job.
yours. I'm out here giving hit after hit. What are you going to provide?
That's true. Oh my gosh. I'm always against a competitive man. A competitive man,
They're dangerous.
They're dangerous. You will be thrown to the ground.
You will
to
be
win
thrown to the
a
ground.
fake football game with no stakes of any
Nope.
kind.
No, not even $1.
Anyway, so I think that's about it for today, but we want to tell you about something new that's coming your way from the Pop Snitch universe, which is our new podcast that'll be starting in the next couple of weeks called the Snituation Room. It's our relationship and advice podcast that we're starting up. We need you to call in or I should
Write
say
in.
fill out forms for your snituation that you want our advice on, that you want these hard-hitting takes from us on
We've
your
gotten
situation.
some bangers so far. We're really excited about the ones that have come. Thank you.
You can go to popsnitch.com and the form is there. You can also go on popsnitch.com to subscribe to the Substack. So we're thinking about where we want to go with the podcast, what's next for us. And I think the next thing that we want to do is provide a level for the true super fan, the person who wants to have podcasts before anyone, have our takes that we don't share on the pod. And so we're thinking about a way to build that community over at Substack. So if you're not subscribed already, please go over to Substack. It's free to subscribe. Go over and subscribe for free, and it's there that we will continue to build on the Pop Snitch community. So make sure you're subscribed at Substack.
Yeah, that's where we're pushing everything. That's where you can help us the most. Again, completely free. And we'll see you over there.
All right. And
Bye.
next time.
That noise was weird. Okay, Brandon, we have an announcement. Dare I say, a life-changing one.
Truly, friends, snitches, lovers, we are expanding the Pop Snitch universe. It's getting bigger, like a Bravo cast after a messy contract negotiation.
Yes, we are launching a brand new weekly show called the Snituation Room,
It's our relationship, dating, and conflict resolution advice show.
where we give completely unlicensed, untherapeutic, yet weirdly helpful advice.
It's armchair wisdom with a little chaos and a lot of honesty.
And here's the best part. You don't have to subscribe to anything new. The Snituation Room will live right inside the regular Pop Snitch feed.
Which means you'll just see it pop up each week like a red flag in your DMs.
And we want you to send us your questions. Do you have relationship drama, dating dilemmas, friendship fallouts, roommate horror stories? Should I text him back questions? We want all of it.
If it's messy, we want it. If it's chaotic, we want it. If your friends are tired of hearing about it, we especially want it.
You can submit anonymously through the link at popsnitch.com or email us at popsnitchpod@gmail.com.
We will, of course, protect your identity unless you want us to drag someone by name. Then we can talk.
So get your questions in, people. The Snituation Room launches soon, right here on the Pop Snitch feed.
And remember, you bring the situations.
And we'll do the snitching.